Marcus Hill had built his life on the idea that money solved everything. At 48, the CEO of Hill Tech Solutions, he lived in a quiet suburb outside Charlotte, North Carolina, in a white brick house that looked like something pulled straight out of a luxury magazine. Every morning followed the same polished routine: early jog, high-end espresso, leather briefcase, and the gentle hum of his black Mercedes S-Class pulling out of the driveway. But inside that perfect life was a quiet storm of loneliness that Marcus refused to acknowledge. 2 years earlier, he had lost his only daughter Naomi, in a highway accident caused by a drunk driver. She was 17. Bright. Brilliant. The kind of girl who turned classrooms into stages with her laughter. Since her passing, Marcus rarely spoke about her, burying every memory under work, meetings, and charitable donations that made headlines but didn't bring him a single ounce of peace. His ex-wife, Serena, had moved across the country, unable to look at him without seeing the ghost of their daughter. They spoke only through paperwork or lawyers. Their home had gone silent. Their photo frames had been turned face down. Even the piano Naomi once played sat untouched, its cover gathering dust like a grave's blanket. People said time healed. Marcus didn't believe that. Time only numbed, and numbness wasn't healing. On a warm July morning, Marcus grabbed his keys and headed out. The neighborhood was still waking up, sprinklers whirring, dogs barking at nothing, neighbors sipping their first coffee on porches. He slid into the driver's seat of his Mercedes, letting the familiar scent of leather wrap around him. It was the only place he felt in control anymore. A sanctuary of silence. But today, the silence didn't last. Just as he pressed the start button, a voice, a tiny, trembling whisper, rose from the back seat. "Be silent." Marcus froze. The whisper wasn't sharp or threatening. It was frightened. Fragile. Like someone begging for safety. His breath caught. He didn't move, didn't turn his head. For a moment, he wondered if grief was finally making him hear things. But then he heard breathing, shallow, quick, scared. He turned slowly. A little black boy, maybe 8 or 9, sat curled up on the floor of the back seat. His clothes were worn. His face streaked with dirt. His eyes, wide, terrified, were locked on Marcus. The boy shook his head desperately and whispered again, "Please, don't talk. Don't make noise." Marcus's stomach twisted. Hey, you're safe. I'm not going to hurt you. What's your name? Are you lost?" The boy pressed a finger to his lips, panicked. "SSH. Hill here." He. Marcus's skin prickled. He scanned the driveway, the street, the sidewalks. No one. Just the soft chirp of morning birds. Marcus lowered his voice. "Who will hear you? Did someone follow you?" The boy nodded so hard his curls bounced. His tiny hands trembled as he pointed toward the far end of the street. Marcus followed his gaze. A man was walking casually down the sidewalk, too casually. Hands in pockets, eyes sweeping the neighborhood in slow, calculated movements. He wore a gray hoodie despite the warm weather. He paused at each house a moment too long. Marcus's chest tightened. This wasn't a neighborhood stroller. This was a hunter. He turned back to the boy. "Listen carefully. I'm going to help you. But I need to know, did that man hurt you?" The boy shook his head, tears filling his eyes. "No. But he chased me. Since last night." His voice cracked. "I tried knocking on doors but no one opened. I saw your car door open a little, so I hid." Marcus's heart squeezed. The idea of this little boy running through the night, begging for help only to be ignored, made something inside him break. "What's your name?" Marcus whispered. "Jaden." "Okay, Jaden. You're safe with me." He looked at the boy's trembling hands. "I promise." But the boy wasn't reassured. He kept glancing outside, whispering, "He's looking for me." Marcus swallowed hard. A strange instinct rose inside him, an instinct he thought had died with Naomi. Protective. Human. Fatherly. "Get down," he said quietly. "Stay behind my seat." Jaden obeyed instantly, curling up tighter. The man in the hoodie turned onto Marcus's driveway. Marcus locked the doors. The man stopped 5 feet from the Mercedes, peering inside like he had every right to. Marcus tightened his jaw. After 10 long seconds, the man slowly turned and continued walking down the street. Marcus didn't breathe until the man was out of sight. He turned the engine on, heart pounding. Jaden, we're going to the police station. No. Jaden cried, clutching his shirt. He'll find me there. He said he would. He said he knows people. Please don't make me go. Marcus stared into those terrified eyes and felt something he hadn't felt in years. Empathy that hurt. Real hurt. Okay, he whispered, softer now. Okay. Then we'll go somewhere safe. I promise. Jaden sniffed. Why are you helping me? Nobody else did. Marcus swallowed the lump rising in his throat. Because I should have helped sooner. I should have helped a long time ago. Jaden didn't understand what that meant. But Marcus did. He put the car in drive and pulled away from the house that had felt like a tomb for 2 years. As he drove, Jaden peeked up timidly. My mom, she didn't come home last night, he whispered. She works late at the diner, but she always comes home. Do you know what direction she works in? Jaden nodded. Downtown, on Maple Avenue. Marcus glanced at him. We'll take you there. And if your mom's there, we'll bring her home. Really? Really? Jaden wiped his eyes with his sleeve. Why are you being so nice? Marcus inhaled deeply, staring at the road ahead. Because my daughter, Naomi, she was around your age. She would have wanted me to help someone who was scared. Jaden's expression softened. Was she kind? Marcus nodded, swallowing pain. The kindest. Jaden whispered. I'm glad she had you. The words struck Marcus like a punch to the gut. He blinked hard, fighting the sting in his eyes. Maybe this wasn't just a coincidence. Maybe life was giving him, after years of guilt and silence, a second chance to save someone. To show up. To matter. As the Mercedes sped toward Maple Avenue, Marcus realized he wasn't just driving to help Jaden. He was driving toward a chance to heal. A chance he never expected. And one he wasn't going to waste. Marcus drove toward downtown Charlotte with a focus he hadn't felt in years. Jaden sat quiet in the back seat, glancing out the windows as if the world itself was dangerous. Every few minutes, Jaden whispered, Is he there? Nobody, Marcus assured gently. You're safe. Yet inside, Marcus was anything but calm. Something about the boy's breathing, his trembling fingers, the haunted way he looked at strangers, they reminded Marcus of someone he hadn't allowed himself to think of deeply. Naomi. He remembered how she used to cry after nightmares, how she would crawl into their bed clutching her blanket. Marcus would hold her until she drifted back to sleep. He had been her protector, her comfort. Until the day he couldn't protect her. The guilt never left him. It lived inside him like a stone in his chest, heavy and cold. Jaden broke the silence. Do you think my mom is okay? I don't know, Jaden, Marcus said truthfully. But I'm going to help you find her. Jaden hugged his knees. Mom says bad things happen in the city at night. Maybe someone took her. Marcus's grip on the wheel tightened. Let's not think that yet. When they reached Maple Avenue, the area looked rougher. Old brick buildings, chain-link fences, and narrow alleys that swallowed sunlight. They pulled up beside a small diner with a faded neon sign, Mama Joe's Kitchen. Jaden's face brightened. That's where she works. He unbuckled quickly, eager but scared. Marcus stepped out, scanning the street carefully before opening the back door for Jaden. Stay close to me. They walked inside. The diner was nearly empty, just a cook in the back and a woman wiping down tables. The woman looked up. Morning. Table for 2. Jaden rushed forward. Miss Carla. Have you seen my mom? She didn't come home. Carla's smile faded instantly. She crouched to his level. Jaden, baby, your mama didn't come in last night. Jaden's chin quivered. She didn't. No. She called the diner around 8:30. Said she was catching the bus but had to stop somewhere first. Where? Marcus asked. Carla hesitated. She didn't say. Just that she'd be late. Marcus pulled out his business card. I'm here to help Jaden. Please call me if you remember anything. Carla eyed him skeptically at first. Expensive suit, fancy watch, polished shoes. A rich man didn't usually show up with a frightened child. Then she saw Jaden gripping Marcus's sleeve, trusting him. Her face softened. I do remember one thing. She sounded scared on the phone. Jaden gasped. Scared. Carla nodded slowly. She said, someone was following her. But the call cut off. Marcus exchanged a grave look with the woman. Jaden's eyes filled instantly. Mom. Carla pulled him into a hug. We're going to find her, sweetheart. Don't you worry. Marcus knelt beside him. Jaden, I promise I won't leave you alone. Not until we find her. Jaden clung to his hand like Marcus was the only safe thing left in the world. After leaving the diner, Marcus and Jaden checked with bus drivers, corner stores, and even security cameras from local shops. No one had seen her. Hours passed. Jaden grew quieter. His hope dimmed. Finally, Marcus pulled over in a small parking lot near a city park. He turned in his seat. Jaden, listen. I know you're scared. But I'm not giving up. We're going to keep searching. Jaden sniffed hard. Why? You don't even know us. Marcus inhaled deeply. Because I once lost someone I loved. And I can't let another child go through that if I can help prevent it. Jaden studied his face. Was it your daughter? Marcus nodded. Did she get lost too? A wave of pain washed through him. No, it was a car accident. I wasn't with her. I wasn't there to keep her safe. Jaden placed a small hand on Marcus's arm. Maybe you couldn't save her. But you can save my mom. Marcus's throat tightened painfully. Before he could respond, his phone rang. Carla. He answered immediately. Yes. I remembered something, she said quickly. Jaden's mom mentioned she'd stopped near the old train yard on 5th Street. Said she didn't feel safe there. Marcus felt a jolt of urgency. Thank you. We're heading there now. When he hung up, Jaden's voice trembled. That's where the man chased me. Marcus's heartbeat accelerated. Then that's where we need to go. They drove to the yard, a quiet, rusty stretch of abandoned train cars, graffiti walls, and overgrown weeds. The place felt wrong. Too still. Too hidden. Jaden shivered. This is where he saw me. I ran and ran. Marcus scanned the area, eyes darting over every shadow. Stay behind me, he whispered. As they walked between old train cars, Marcus noticed footprints in the dirt, small ones and larger ones trailing behind. Jaden's eyes widened. Those are mine. Marcus's spine tingled. Then we're close. They followed the tracks deeper until they reached an old service shed with a broken door hanging on one hinge. Inside, a faint sound. A cough. Jaden gasped and ran forward. Mom! Marcus called out. Jaden, wait! He rushed after him. Inside the shed, sitting against the wall with dried blood on her forehead and her uniform torn, was Jaden's mother. She lifted her head weakly. Jaden, baby! Jaden threw himself into her arms, sobbing. Mom! I thought you were gone. She held him tightly but winced in pain. I'm okay, baby. I'm okay. I fell. Someone scared me, and I ran, and I hit my head. Marcus knelt beside her. Ma'am, I'm Marcus Hill. Your son found safety in my car. Someone was chasing him. Fear flashed in her eyes. Yes. That man. He cornered me last night. He demanded I give him my purse. I ran here to hide. He must have followed us. Marcus felt anger simmer inside him. He won't come near you again. Suddenly, footsteps echoed outside. Slow. Deliberate. The same gray hoodie appeared at the entrance of the shed. Jaden's mother froze. That's him. The man smirked. Thought you could hide? Both of you. Marcus stood up, positioning himself between the family and the man. Leave. Now. The man laughed. Or what, rich boy? That your Mercedes outside. Marcus didn't flinch. Walk away. The man stepped forward. How about you hand over your wallet? Police sirens wailed in the distance. The man panicked and darted away, disappearing between the train cars. Marcus exhaled shakily. I called the police before we entered, he admitted. Just in case. Jaden's mom stared at him, disbelief softening into gratitude. You saved us. No, Marcus whispered. Jaden did. He was brave enough to whisper for help. She touched his arm. Why did you help him? Marcus's voice cracked. Because if someone had whispered to me, if someone had helped me, maybe I wouldn't have lost my daughter. Jaden hugged him tightly. You didn't lose me. Marcus closed his eyes, tears threatening. For the first time in years, he felt a warmth inside him, a connection he thought he would never feel again. A chance at redemption. A chance at healing. The police arrived within minutes and took statements from all three of them. Jaden stayed glued to Marcus's side the entire time, gripping his sleeve like a lifeline. The officers carefully escorted Jaden's mother to an ambulance. Sir, one officer said, we'll need to check her at the hospital. She has mild concussion symptoms. Jaden panicked. Can I go with her? His mother nodded weakly. Of course. Jaden looked up at Marcus. Can you come too? Please. Marcus blinked, touched. If your mom is okay with it. She gave him a grateful smile. You've been nothing but a blessing today. At the hospital, doctors attended to Jaden's mother. Jaden sat anxiously beside Marcus in the waiting area, swinging his legs nervously. Do you think Mom is gonna be okay? He asked. Marcus nodded. Yes. She's strong. Jaden lowered his head. I was so scared last night. I thought, maybe I would never see her again. Marcus's heart ached. I know that fear. He swallowed hard. I lived with it for a long time after losing my own daughter. Jaden leaned his head against Marcus's shoulder. I wish you didn't lose her. Marcus closed his eyes. Me too. Minutes later, a nurse stepped out. Jaden? You can see your mom now. They followed her into a quiet room where Jaden's mother lay in bed, eyes brightening when she saw them. My brave boy, she whispered. Jaden ran to her side and hugged her gently. She looked at Marcus. Thank you again. I don't know what we would have done. Marcus smiled humbly. I'm just glad you're safe. She studied his face, tired eyes, grief tucked deep inside, kindness breaking through. Something tells me you didn't just help us today. Something tells me maybe you needed us too. Her words struck a deep chord in him. He looked away, blinking hard. Jaden tugged his hand. Are you gonna leave now? Marcus hesitated. Well, I don't want to intrude. You're not intruding, Jaden said firmly. You're like my hero. Marcus's heart swelled. Jaden, can you stay? At least until she's better. Jaden's mom nodded slowly. We'd love that. Marcus lowered his head, fighting tears. He hadn't felt wanted like this since before Naomi passed. Okay, he whispered. I'll stay. They spent hours together. Marcus ordered meals, helped Jaden with games on his phone, sat quietly while mother and son rested. Late afternoon sunlight spilled through the window when a soft knock came. A social worker entered. "We have a situation," she began gently. "Jaden, your mother will need a few days to recover, and she can't walk much. Do you have any close relatives who can take care of you temporarily?" Jaden flinched. "No. It's just us." Marcus saw fear bloom in the boy's eyes. That same fear he had seen the moment he whispered, "Be silent," in the car. The social worker sighed. "We may need to place him in temporary foster care, just for a short." "No," Marcus said immediately, surprising everyone, including himself. "He can stay with me." Jaden's head snapped up. "Really?" The social worker blinked. "Sir, foster placement requires." "I'm offering to be a temporary guardian," Marcus said calmly. "Legally. I have a stable home. And I'm more than willing." Jaden looked at Marcus the way a drowning child looks at someone offering a lifeline. His mother whispered, "Mr. Hill, are you sure?" Marcus nodded. "Yes. Absolutely." The social worker cleared her throat, impressed. "We can arrange emergency temporary guardianship for 72 hours while we evaluate." Jaden rushed to Marcus and hugged him so tightly the man almost lost his breath. "You're not going away," Jaden said with relief. "You're staying." Marcus hugged him back, a tear slipping down his cheek. "I'm not going anywhere." For the next 3 days, Jaden stayed in Marcus's quiet house, the house that had felt lifeless for 2 years. Suddenly, it was filled again, with footsteps, laughter, cartoons, cereal bowls on the counter, tiny socks left on the floor. Life. Warmth. Hope. Marcus set up a guest room with new sheets and stuffed animals he picked out with Jaden at the store. They baked cookies that came out too crispy. They sat on the porch at night, talking about stars, fears, dreams. One evening, Jaden found a dusty photo frame in the hallway. "Is this your daughter?" Marcus hesitated. "Yes. That's Naomi." Jaden traced her smiling face with gentle fingers. "She's pretty." "She was," Marcus whispered. "She was everything." Jaden looked up. "Do you think she would like me?" Marcus's voice cracked. "She would love you." And suddenly, the ache in his heart didn't feel heavy, it felt healing. On the 4th day, they went to pick up Jaden's mom from the hospital. She walked slowly, but she was smiling. Jaden hugged her tightly. "Mom, I missed you." She stroked his hair. "I missed you more, baby." She looked at Marcus with deep sincerity. "I don't know how to thank you." Marcus shook his head gently. "You don't need to." But she insisted. "You gave my son safety, joy, peace. And, you gave me back my hope." Marcus looked at Jaden. "He gave me hope too." Jaden smiled proudly. "We saved each other." As they walked toward the exit, Jaden suddenly grabbed Marcus's hand. "Can we still see you? Even when we go home?" The question hit him in the chest. "If your mom says yes, then absolutely." His mother laughed softly. "Yes, baby. Mr. Hill can visit us anytime." "It's Marcus," he corrected gently. "Just Marcus." Jaden grinned. "Okay, Marcus." They stepped outside into warm summer air. Life felt new again, a second chance whispered by a child who had once hidden in terror on the floor of his car. Before leaving, Jaden hugged him one last time. "You're like the dad I wish I had." Marcus's heart shattered into love. "And you're like the son I never got to raise." Jaden's mother wiped her eyes. "Maybe God puts people in our lives right when we need them most." Marcus nodded. "He put you in mine." As they walked away, Marcus felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. A whisper of healing. A whisper that told him he wasn't alone anymore. And it all began with a frightened child's trembling words. "Be silent." Sometimes, healing starts not with a shout, but with a whisper that leads you back to life.